Hello and welcome to Newbie Farm, episode 1. I apologise for the previous video. I was extremely tired. It was indeed episode 3 rather than episode 2, so I guess there was an episode 3 after all. So there won't be an episode 4 unless I'm announcing that I do a video to announce that it's being released ahead of FS17 coming out. As I've said, I'm staying out of the editor for Newbie Farm, and I am planning on sticking to that deal. And I will go or begin work on the other map again as of next week. But I've decided that I'll do these testing videos because I'm testing. I may as well record it or stream it anyway, so yeah, basically there is nothing to show. There's no changes, so if you've come here for that, then sorry, but there is none. In this one, it's basically going to be mowing this field, and depending on how that goes, we'll go and mow the other field, field 4. This is field 20, yeah, field 20, and this is all for silage, so we will get to it. I haven't adjusted the price of this, so what I'll do is I'll just take the money out of the account and just do it that way. It basically costs just under 4 grand, so I will take 14 grand out, because I'm going to put it up to 18 to buy this. But yeah, it's day 7 of the first season. This is in testing because obviously the changes on Newbie Farm, but also the changes that I've made to the seasons mod. I've modified it so that cows will reproduce during the spring, summer and autumn, because 3 or 4 cows per season was bad. And talking to the guys, very unrealistic. I should be getting at least half the amount of cows per year, so that's why I've done that. And all of the animals will reproduce at that for those three parts of the season. The other thing I changed was grass, so that it should get to stage 2, or the first of the orange stages anyway, by around about this time each month, each quarter. So we're, spring, we're in the late part of spring, so we're able to get a good yield off this, as you can see from the windrow. And I don't know what the weather's going to be like for the... Oh, that's okay, it's dry up until Thursday, second day of summer. That's fine. Typical, it would be typical English weather, but I'm not basing this map as an English map, and it wouldn't be very good if it was, because I don't drive on the left. I got too used to driving on the left, and on the right rather, and so yeah, and we'll just carry on now. I'm going to do 3 headlands, and then I'll start going up and down, working in the middle. Don't need the 3 headlands, but it means that I can, when I'm not being blinded by the sun, I can work with the way that I like to just cut grass or harvest, and which is generally missing one line and moving on to the next, and then coming back to do the previous line, the previous pass after a couple of passes, so that I don't have to stop. It's just a constant moving, and I want to be able to turn around. So hopefully the other guys had fun on Euro Truck. Unfortunately, um, one of my friends got banned, and I know in the eyes of ETS multiplayer support team, BP was in the wrong, but how many times have we reported someone and nothing's happened, and the moment one of us do something, they're onto it. Kind of pisses me off, to be honest. It's not fair, it's not right. You know, we only play, or the majority of the monkey show tend to only play on a Saturday, and we're the ones that get screwed over. And but I guess it is what it is, and we have to accept it. Unfortunately, if the support team had paid attention to all the reports that we'd been throwing in, then they would have seen that how many times we've been screwed over, and they'd go, well, okay, maybe show a bit more leniency and say, well, that's just frustration rubbing off. You know, these guys keep hitting them, so eventually they're going to retaliate, and punish the correct person or people. But I guess enough of that. There's nothing we can do about it. Just hope that the ban isn't forever. So Newbie Farm is, a Newbie Farm is a map that I love, but apparently I love being in the editor with it more than I love playing it. And I've picked up that reputation for that, and I know I'm stopping at the end of each pass, and I don't know why I don't need to. It's not like the windrow, if any does come out, won't be picked up by the rake when I come to rake in this field. And I will cut both fields and meadows, and then this will be put away for another 9 days, and then it'll come back out to do the next cut. If the grass grows as intended, and that would be the 3 cuts a year, which is what you'd expect, you know. Minimum of 3 cuts. Could have made it more, but 3 should be enough. And you spend so much of the year not doing anything anyway. You know, the spring you tend to just be prepping your fields, and then as soon as the temperature allows, you're planting, unless it's your first season, then you can plant on day 1. This hasn't got any modules in, so this is just the seasons mod. So there's it will snow, and some years will be worse than others for the snow. And so spring, we could have snow on the ground in spring for a period of time. And one of my kids are coming down after I've sent them to bed. 1 second. well, I'm going to get him a can of Red Bull, see if it actually works and gives you wings. He needed his toothbrush. Anyway, so season 2 onwards could be more interesting when it comes to grass growing. We might not get that final or the first cut until deep into the season, into the spring, come say, for example, even day 9, or maybe it'll be first of the summer months, and then we would end up with much more rushing around, because you know you're planting your fields or cultivating your fields, and then planting, spraying, all of that whilst trying to cut the grass as well. But as default, you tend to be cutting the grass during the summer, early first few days into the summer, if you want it on the stage that it's on now, in which, if I bring this up and put the grass on, as you can see, all orange, stage 2. Yeah. I don't know if the grass goes to this stage 3. It should do, but I don't think, I've not seen it anyway. I think it's set to only go to stage 2. And which is fine, you know, that means that this grass is theoretically fully grown and it'll give the best yield possible. So when we get to the end, we'll start doing the passes that we was missing, because we've been obviously jumping one pass. I know some of them have been getting very close to the previous pass, but not too fussed about that, you know. I don't use the GPS mod, and I am actually obviously doing this field myself, not hired helpers. I do some of the work myself from time to time, and nothing more relaxing than just, you know, smoking a cigarette and talking to yourself. Most gamers are used to doing that anyway. Talking about gaming though, one interesting YouTube video that I did watch was how you know, gamers like us, we're always told that gaming is bad for our eyesight, and it's bad for our train of thought, focus and attention span, etc. It's bad for all of that. And obviously scientists don't fully understand how the brain works anyway, so you know, it's bold of them to even come out with that statement. You know, it's like that, well, smoking's bad for you, you will get cancer. Everybody's born with the cancer cell. You know, it's just, there's a chance that it could become active inside of your body. But there's many people who have never touched a cigarette in their entire life and have died of cancer. And there's many people who have smoked and never died of cancer, died of natural causes. You know, it's not a guarantee, it's just, it could happen. The one thing that smokers are more common to though are blood clots, because a smoker's blood clots a lot faster than a non-smoker's because of all the tar and crap that's in it. But you know, if we're careful, we can avoid them situations and live a happy, fulfilled life, or as happy as it can be anyway. But anyway, this brain surgeon, or scientist rather, had been doing different tests under different circumstances on numerous people, and one of the things that they found was people who don't play video games, and they used the Battlefield as an example, which personally is a bad game to use, but whatever. It's an action-packed game, I guess, and it wasn't long ago that it was released. I don't know which one of the Battlefields they used, but they used that, and their tests was to see how capable these people could multitask, how well their eyes worked, if it affected them in any way, their level of focus, their ability to scan things, and amongst a few other things. But anyway, the funny thing is that people who don't, let's assume that the age gap was, say, 12 to 16. The people who don't play video games was tested, or was banned from playing video games for X amount of time, and their eyesight was great. It was put down that this is basically where this average group, or this average age group's eyesight should be at. And then these people who've been playing Battlefield for about 40 hours per week for a few weeks, their eyesight was actually 2 times better. They could read the fine print, and that's basically being able to, as they put it, reading the fine print on a medicine bottle without a magnifying glass, whereas most people would have to, there's a wicked bump there, most people would have to use a magnifying glass, they was saying. Then the other thing was that they could multitask a lot more easily without seemingly any effort, and that's something that a lot of people under the same age group struggle with, apparently. And men are notoriously bad for multitasking anyway, so women keep telling us, and I haven't got anything bad against that statement. I don't claim to be a good multitasker, and hell, have you watched my videos? How many times I forget what I'm going to say because I'm too busy focusing on what I'm doing. That's a good example. But other things that I can do, like when I'm racing on project cars, I can be smoking a cigarette and racing at the same time. To me, it's just natural. Some people can do it, some people can't, but I used to do it back in when I was racing in league racing in F1. I would smoke and race at the same time. I can be driving along and pick up my coffee and take a few sips and then put the cup back down. To me it's not hard, but some people might find it difficult. But that's the kind of thing that they was on about, that these people can multitask in ways that other people can't. And I'm sure there's other things that people do that they don't even realise that they've done, or don't take it as seriously. Like, for example, me smoking a cigarette, I just look at it that I want a cigarette, so I'm going to smoke. Can't do it on Project Cars 2 though, funny enough. Can't even drink a coffee on Project Cars 2. Maybe in time, but that might be a thing, who knows. But the point is that people do things that to them is normal, and maybe they've got their iPad on and scanning the YouTube or whatever for something to listen to while they're playing a video game, anything like that. The other thing that they found fascinating was the people who don't play video games would only be able to track 2-3 tops on they basically had like multiple amounts of smiley faces moving around, and the sad faces would be a different colour, and you would have to say what colour they was before they changed, and or when they stopped. It would change dependent upon what they want, their expectations was for that particular test. And gamers can focus on 6 to 7 moving targets all at once, whereas your average non-gaming person can only focus on a maximum of 3. Now, being a person who does a lot of racing, I can focus on quite a few things all at once, but so can people who drive. So in the real world, and I don't drive in the real world, so you know, it's your brain is being trained. You're training your brain to do things like that, and it becomes a natural thing. So it's not just all about games on that area. Obviously, gamers have the ability to have faster reactions. I know that for definite from people I've seen playing games and how quick they can be at doing things, sniping and whatnot. You know, that I'm not sure in comparison to other people, but racing drivers always have fast reactions. Soldiers will have fast reactions. Train your brain hard enough, and a video game isn't going to be the complete answer, but you can train your brain. It's like training a pet to sit and roll over. You know, if under the right circumstances, you'll learn it. It's in a sense, it's a skill, but it's not really a skill. It's just something that you need, and you've conditioned your mind to do as a natural thing. And then there was the this one wasn't in that video, but it was in another video that I'd watched about people who play video games compared to people who don't, and how nightmares affect different people and different age groups. And kids who have nightmares who don't play video games are more likely to wake up during the night screaming their head off, compared to kids who do play video games, who are more inclined to take control of their dream, because if they play games where they have to be creative, like Minecraft, The Sims, Factorio, City Skylines, building games, etc., then where there is no set rules as how to do it, it's just use your imagination and run with it, then they're able to, because they've been training their creative mind to work more efficiently, they're more capable of taking control of their dreams. And I'm sure many of the people out there who are in their 30s plus who don't play video games, if you throw them in front of Minecraft and say, make me a lighthouse, or you know, make me a windmill out of these blocks, they would give it a try, but they wouldn't be creative in doing so, because if we don't use that creative side of our brain, then it basically shuts off. It's still there, it's just we don't know how to access it and get its full potential. Someone who plays video games always have that creative side and are capable of really delving into it and bringing out the best of its ability. And some people are obviously more creative than others, because they're more at one with their creative side, or they just have unique ideas that people hadn't thought of, and which is what makes us all unique, is that we're all different. But it was fascinating how to watch how for once someone isn't trying to say, oh, video games are bad for your health, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, because you hear it all the time. Your kids are going to become obese because all they do is sit in front of a video game all day, and their homework suffers because they're not doing that, and the parents are just using it as an easy way to get that peace and quiet so that they can do what they want. You know, it's not that. You do it because your kids like to play it, and not all parents let their kids play their computers for the whole day. I mean, my kids aren't allowed to play their computers all day every day. And my kids don't want to play the computer all day every day. The youngest one, for definite, he will get bored of playing it, and then he'll put the TV on and he'll run around for a bit, and all of the rest of it. The elder one, he will play it, but again he'll get bored and he's off doing his own thing. And if it was summer and I'd open the door and said, I'll go and play in the garden or play the computer, which one, they'd be straight in the garden. There wouldn't be a question as to which one they would choose. And during the summer, unless it's an evening or it's raining or something has happened, they don't play their computer. I won't let them. And it isn't because I'm scared that they're going to get obese, because that's just dumb. I don't believe that kids are getting obese just because of video games. Parents going, oh, here's some sweets and that, go and eat them while you're playing your video game. That's where the obesity comes in, because they're sitting down just munching away on different things while they're playing. They're not eating at set times, and them are the kids who get away with doing things like that, who are more likely to suffer with obesity. And fireworks, lovely. And that is again why it is. Nothing bad towards the kids who do that, and kids who have suffered with that. And I don't want to sound like the government who want those people to sound bad and wrong for doing things like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I smoke while I'm playing video games. That's bad. I drink coffee while I play video games. In fact, I drink too much coffee, which is bad for my heart and general health, but I do it. But I don't eat when I'm playing. You do what you want. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. Personally, I don't think parents should give kids food while they're playing their video games. Not because of obesity, but because kids need to stick to a routine in meal times. And it's so easy to lose a routine through video games, because you can get so into a game and lose the track of time, and before you know it, dinner time's been and gone, and it's now tea time or bedtime. And I ain't going to mow that little bit that's just on our left right now, and the right. Yeah, that's fine as it is. We'll go down to field 4 and we'll begin mowing that one. And then I guess I'll end it at that point, because I've cut the grass then, and I'll rake it and bale it and then wrap it and transport it back to the farm. And there's no rush to get it back to the farm. I mean, I could leave it in the field for a few days after it's been wrapped. That would be fine as well. So that might become a thing that I might do. I will have to purchase the auto stacking trailer though, because I don't mind using square bales and manually loading them onto a trailer, but round bales and no, I just don't have the patience for them moving around. They're difficult. They take a lot of practice to get used to. But it's nice to be playing on my own map, and I was having fun when I was playing it before, and but the changes that I'd made required a new game, unfortunately, for me, and for anybody else who's helping test, who had already started a game, who wants to use the new version, also lost out by having to start a game. And I apologise to those people, but for me, I would rather be playing on the new version than the previous version, because I'd get mixed up between the versions anyway, and I'd be like, I need to change that, and it's like, oh no, I've already done that, haven't I, in there? So I'd rather see what I've changed and not what I need to change. And like I said, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually driving along and not looking at things and thinking that that's wrong, I don't like that, how that is, and give it a day or two, maybe that'll change. But right now I'm just driving along and just looking directly further down the road and thinking, not far to go, the bridge will be coming up soon, and hopefully I don't get stuck on the bridge and all that. Was lighting a cigarette. So I hope everybody's having fun now, and hope those who do watch enjoy the videos I have been doing. No one seems to say anything. What the hell? Oh, turn too soon, of course. And if Frido watches this, he'll definitely be saying, see, I told you the bridge is a bit too narrow now. And unfortunately I can't disconnect this header and put it on a trailer, so this just about fits across there. Just enough room in reality, but that was my fault, I turned a bit too soon. If I'd just turned my camera to the left just there, I'd have been able to see when I was past the bridge, and I'd have been able to easily get across. Unfortunately, non-adjustable mirrors. Hopefully that will be a thing in FS17, because a farmer would obviously adjust the mirrors to his or her liking, and you do it in your car, you do it by instinct in your car or truck, so you know it's only natural that you do it in your in anything that you drive. And this is quite a big field or meadow, so this one, it's not that it's so big, it's that it's long, so there's quite a bit of gap between, or distance to cover. And there's many times I've got to this point around here and gone, oh, that's the end of the field, and it isn't. It keeps going. So hopefully BP will be streaming again soon, and if I can manage to stay awake, which is why I've done this video, or started this video. so that I can stay awake so I can watch his stream. Be interesting to see what he does. Maybe we'll see some pro mods or some roller coaster tycoon, not roller coaster tycoon, roller coaster tycoon. Isn't it? No, Planet Coaster. I'll get it right soon. Or you never know, it might be GTA. Who knows? And I know I said I'm taking a break from GTA, but if BP turned around and said, I need your help, can you come into GTA? I'd be there, you know, no questions. I'd drop in. Yesterday I was having one of my off days. I was just not really that interested in anything, and just like a lot of things got to me. And you know, it happens. Have we not been cutting this? And I've been driving around in a... Really? I had the header up all this time? Duh. Wow. Well, that was not fun, was it? And I ain't going to edit this video so you can all laugh your fucking heads off at that. I hadn't even paid any attention. I hadn't put the header down. I'm just looking straight ahead, not even paying attention to the header. Wow. Let's do that again. Deja vu, huh? Been here before. I remember that fence. I think I was a little bit closer last time though. That one was on me, not paying attention. It doesn't help with the fact that the tractor icon doesn't show the header and its position, because I always glance over at the speedometer, and I would have seen it. But in reality I should have seen that the header wasn't down, but like I said, I wasn't paying any attention. And if I'd looked in the mirrors I'd have seen that I wasn't cutting the grass, because there's the windrow behind, but I didn't look in the mirrors either. So yeah, laugh away. Hopefully that cheered your day up, or days, if you decide to watch this video again at some point. And I'm sure that deserves a like as well, huh? Or a thumbs down, huh? One of them. You know, it's up to you. You decide. Oh, wow. So that's just added a few more minutes onto this field, which is fine. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Or the worst of us in my case. And I know you're probably thinking, well, this field, this meadow needs a bit more smoothing out, but I've got the real module in, so it can make it seem a lot more bouncier than what it actually is. But there is some places that it probably does need a bit more smoothing, and I'm not going to do that right now. Sorry, you have to accept it for what it is for now. Maybe someday I will go back in, but Newbie Farm's days of being thrown in the editor has come to an end. I've in fact removed the folder that I was working from for Newbie Farm out, so all I've got is a zip file. I know I could easily unzip it, but because it's not so easily available to do, I would have to unzip it and create a folder and put it all inside that folder. I'm less inclined to going and doing it. It's like smoking. put a pack of cigarettes in front of a smoker, and then they're more inclined to, especially if they smoke hand rolling tobacco or something, you know, they're more inclined to smoke much more heavily than if they had to get up and go and make or get their cigarettes or go out and smoke. You know, how many cigarettes do you think I'd smoke a day if I had to get up and go out into the garden to smoke? I'd either be jogging between point A and B, or I wouldn't be smoking, and I think I wouldn't be smoking as much. But then smokers are stubborn and will do it anyway. How many times have you felt like crap, coughed your guts up and lit up a cigarette straight after? I do it all the time. Or you know for a fact you've got a cold and it's going to play havoc with your throat, but you do it anyway. Like that bar of chocolate, for those who like chocolate, they have a cold and they go and eat some chocolate, and dairy is one of the worst things you can have when you've got a cold because it'll make you cough. And people who are asthmatic with their dairy products as well, you know, but they still do it because they like it, you know. And smokers are the same. We're all stubborn in the things that we like, and I know I'm just babbling on because I can't think of things to say, so you'll have to excuse me for that. If you haven't muted me already, fair play to you if you have. Quite a big meadow, really. Do think that the village looks a lot better over there now, instead of all the big keep forgetting what they're called. Keep going to call them spruce, but they're not. Poplars. Instead of all those poplars covering the island, it's now all the decorative trees, and I think that makes it look a lot better. And yes, I miss some. I don't care. I'm not desperate for bales. I've made it so you actually start off with silage bales, as you would have seen in one of the other in their previous video. So if you didn't start off with them, then I'd have probably been more inclined to backing up and gain that what I'd missed. But yeah, I'm not too fussed. Not this time around, anyway. It's just get the field mowed and move on. Get the next stage, the next thing done. And of course, now that I've been mowing this field, this meadow, it will show the plough texture, so the next time I come to do it, it should give a better yield, because it will be theoretically, I think, giving 10% less less yield than what it will do in the next cut, which will be as in the summer, late summer, or should be. And then early-ish autumn I would be harvesting the crops, and then late autumn I would be doing the final cut, or should be, of grass. So it means that I'm not running around so much. Because in the default settings, you know, I tend to let the grass grow to the stage that it's at now before I cut it, so it tends to be early to mid-summer that I do the first cut, and then the second cut tends to be early autumn, and that's straight after harvest, and it means that I'm normally racing around, so it means that it's a bit more laid back, but also means that I'm doing a bit more during the course of each season, because I don't want to use any factory scripts. Although some of them are cool and fun, I'm setting that I want to play this map how it was designed to be played. Maybe not with mods, it wasn't designed to be played with mods, but that's because the difficulty then is 10 times harder, because you haven't got any, you have to pay the default prices for everything. But I'm using mod. This is obviously a mod. Don't know why we've never had one of these in the base game. With Massey Ferguson there, theoretically we should have had at least a self-propelled mower like this. How popular do you think they would be in the base game? Everybody would probably have one, because it's more convenient, especially if you've got a low powered tractor and you need to upgrade your tractor in order to use the butterfly mower setup, which is like what, 180 horsepower you need or something like that. And obviously you don't start off with that kind of power on this map. It's like 117 horsepower for the Zeta, and that isn't going to do much. And the Hurleman can just about handle some of the stuff. Hence the reason I had to buy another weight. And for those who wasn't aware, Steam are doing their sale, their Halloween sale, until the 1st of November, I believe it was. So good chance to snatch this game up, FS17 and many of your other favourite games. Not every game is on sale, but there's quite a few out there, and so good chance to snap up those deals while you can. Maybe you've got a son or daughter who's interested in a game, huh? Save yourself some money for Christmas, or to donate towards the BP's Christmas charity event, where you help out a family in need. And for that link you can go to BP's channel. Link is in my channel, to his channel, and you can donate directly to him, and all the money that is donated will be put straight into helping this family out. So be sure to check that out. Every donation is fully appreciated, and you don't have to make a big deal of it and donate a crap ton of money. You can donate $1, a pound, whichever country you're in, whatever your currency is. You can donate as little as $1 or 50 cents, 50 pence, whichever, you know. It would still be greatly appreciated, so be sure to check that out. Sometimes it feels like you've been driving around in circles for quite a while. You never get that feeling when you've been racing for 50 or 60 laps. But put somebody on a field and, yeah, it can feel like you've been there for a few hours. But I'm still enjoying it. I'll let you know in when I have like 300 or 400 cows if I'm still enjoying it. And I have to have several fields of mowing to do each spring, summer and autumn. But for now it's fun. It's not sure, and I'm looking forward to it becoming a chore, but not looking forward to it at the same time. And as I said, I will do another video like this, the second cut, and the testing is basically the season's modifications that I've made, showcasing them and how they affect the growth of grass and cow reproduction, because at the moment it's something like, I think, just under 35 hours per cow for spring, and each cow is obviously taking a slight amount of time off the next cow before So I think it started at something like 35, 36 hours per cow, and then when I had the first cow born it dropped a few minutes, like several minutes actually, something like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and every cow was they dropped that little bit more, so it's the cows are breeding that little bit faster or reproducing that little bit faster. And for those who didn't know, that was the autosave, because a game extensions mod is in here and it has the autosave feature built into it. And basically it's set for every, I think, hour or every 45 minutes, something like that. No big deal. I'd rather have it the autosave there than the game crash and I lose tons of stuff. May as well get this last bit up here, and then I know this side is all done. Otherwise I'll forget that it's there, and then I'll come to rake all of this and go, oh yeah, I missed that. And I won't bother bringing the mower up and trying to get it, because it'd be pointless just for that little patch. No. So we won't bring the header up, because obviously last time I forgot to put it down. We don't want that one happening again. Once today is fine. Let's not make it two times. And but should I end it now, or should I just finish this off and then end it? That's the question, because I can't think of anything to say, and I don't want to sit here and smoke a cigarette and not talk. In fact, we could talk about the new DLC, I guess. I'm looking forward to both of them. I'm looking forward to how the sugarcane will be implemented, looking forward to the new map. Also looking forward to the straw add-on and how that will work. How complicated will that be, and what will it entail? That's that'll be something interesting. And hopefully worth it. Will it be a new way of fertilizing your fields? Because theoretically it should be. And how expensive will it be to do that? How quick will you get through the pellets? And of course, we all love our new equipment. We might not use it, but we all love to know that it's there as a possibility. And I know there'll be a lot of you guys who will get the DLC and most likely the add-on before anybody else, and stream the crap out of that. First showcases and that all upcoming, I presume. And fair play to you. I won't be watching them, because I would rather wait and see and get all excited than know what's in them and have your personal views clouding my own personal views. No offense to you guys who are going to get early. I know there's a lot of people out there who like to watch your videos and like to see these products early, so they know if it's worth buying or not. Regardless if I need the equipment or not, I will buy them. Like the Big Bud didn't need it, but no, I wanted it, because just because I don't use it or wouldn't use it doesn't mean that, you know, I hate it. And it supports Farm Sim or Giants, and means that they have that little bit more money to make another game. Farm Sim 19 hopefully being a lot better than this one, and there's nothing wrong with Farm Sim 17. It's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun on it, and I got took a while to get into it because of basically working on my own map, but it's a good game, definitely worth it, definitely worth its money, and definitely worth grabbing while it's on sale, because it's a bargain. Seriously, snap it up. Those of you who've never played Farm Sim, you'll be surprised how much fun it can actually be, especially if you do multiplayer. You know, you could always get the link from BP's channel and drop in and join the server with us and play with us. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. We would love to have a few more people, as long as you ain't going to mess around and be dumb about things like crashing into people purposely, or driving over the crops and things. You know, if you come in and you help and learn how to do it, how to play the game if you haven't played it before, then you know it'll be fun for us, as much fun as it'll be for you. So yeah, definitely worth it. Get a sip of coffee here, I think, because I can feel my throat getting drier all the time. Strange, isn't it? You can sit there and talk to somebody in your own lounge or wherever for hours and don't, with no drink at the side of you. Put a headset on and start talking, and guaranteed that your voice will, your throat will start drying up. And I guess that's nerves for you. I'm not a confident person when it comes to doing this, but I'm just going with it today. Normally I'm, as you know, a lot more quieter and doing a lot more and mistakes than normal. Maybe I'm becoming more accepting of it, who knows. And to be honest, I have to thank the Monkey Show for getting me back into doing videos, because I stopped once I stopped doing league racing. I stopped doing videos. I done, I think, one or two, which was one was for Farm Sim, for Newbie Farm 13 or 15, one of them. I think I done 2 videos actually for that, and then that was it. Nothing for years. But they got me back into doing videos, well, streaming basically, and here we are. See some of yours delight, and some of you guys who are like, yes, good, and those of you are like, yeah, just shut the fuck up, don't want to hear you anymore, you're boring. We ain't done yet though. We've got this bit and then another bit down further back behind us, and then we're done. Good times. And weirdly, from all the hassle that I had from having, I plugged my joypad in and my wheel in once. Oh, my joypad was plugged in and I plugged the wheel in, and immediately driving the tractors I couldn't do it because the front implement was under the control of the steering wheel, under the control of the pedals rather. Brake would higher the front 3 points, and well, accelerate would rather, and brake would lower it, and clutch would move me backwards, would reverse the vehicle or drive it forward, which was fine if you use the clutch, but I never use a clutch, so it's like a pedal that I never press. Back in Wreckfest I set it as the handbrake, and because I never used the clutch, I never used the handbrake. So yeah, that was a pointless setting to have, and I think I will pull it up, remind myself that it's up when we get there. So he didn't forget this time, but I was saying in my mind, don't screw this up. So yeah, and there isn't that much. It won't take us long, a couple of minutes and we'll be done. And then I will probably, well, I will definitely end it, because I want to see if BP's streaming, and if he isn't, then I will find something to watch and go to sleep, I think, because I'm starting to get tired. Been quite a busy day, and it's been fun, but it's been busy, and I needed someone to cheer me up, and the kids have done that today. So I know I probably don't sound cheered up, but that's generally how I always sound, how I sound right now. Just watch my other videos if you don't believe me. But yesterday I was really pissed off, and things was getting to me very easily. And even though I'm happy now, the things that did happen I'm still not happy about, so we won't go into details about them, as that's between me and everything that had annoyed me that day. That's on me to sort out, and I will at some point, but for now I'm just going to ignore it and just enjoy what's left of this meadow to do, and hopefully BP's stream. Well, I think what I will do is maybe do field 20 as silage bales, and this one maybe as hay bales, because I'd get 40 odd off this field, and I would get probably 50 something off the other one. For the first cut, that would definitely be more than enough, and it means that by the end of the season I would have some silage bales to work with, as opposed to waiting for the second for the summer and the second cut silage bales to ferment. So last bits now. One more pass and that's it, done. And here it is. Voila. Good. Let's go and put this away. But while I'm driving up there, I'm going to say thank you for watching. As I said, be sure to go and check out the guys in my links to the people from the Monkey Show in my channel. Donate if you can. Link will be on Bipolar Profit's channel. Just donate. I believe it's straight to him, and then he will send the money to these people. So yeah, do that. Don't feel that you have to donate a large sum. You don't. Just be nice to see a few more donations happen, and it would be nice to see other people over there Also enjoying the content that these the guys from the Monkey Show put out. Some stream and or make videos more than others. BP streams daily, normally 2 p.m. British summertime, and well, 7 p.m. British summertime rather, and 2 p.m. Central time, Central American time or something like that. I don't know exactly BP's time zone, but yeah, be sure to drop by though and say hi. You don't need to say where you came from. I mean, I'm not one of those YouTubers who try to get people to you know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this guy kind of thing. I'm just grateful for everyone who watches these videos, and regardless if they comment, they give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, or if they come back, you know, I appreciate everyone who does come back, and I appreciate everyone who continues to watch, and hopefully I'll become more active doing videos. Who knows, I might even do more videos on Newbie Farm. And there we go, parked up and out of the tractor. So you get out to the right side on this one, and you get out to the left one. Okay. Oh, this has got a passenger seat, has it? Or is that a fuel tank? Okay, fuel tank. I was going to say, who'd want to sit outside of it while you're working? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.